Welcome back to the Grambling State Dynasty, guys. This week, our Tigers are home for the first time this year, taking on the defending national champions, the North Carolina Tar Heels. First quarter action, Austin keeps the option right, finds some space, and spins ahead for 11 yards. Later in the drive, Austin drops back and hits gun on the slant across the middle. He gets upfield and picks up 13. New set of downs, Austin tries to roll out of the pocket, but Malik Robinson dives and trips him up for a 9-yard loss. Second and long for the Tigers, Austin with the deep drop, but the Tar Heels send the blitz. Hendricks comes untouched and gets another sack. Tigers faced with a third and long, Austin from the gun rolls out to his left, sets his feet and throws a rope to Sean Edwards. He turns upfield and picks up 29. GSU set up to go for it on fourth. Brooks goes up the gut and picks up 3. The drive would continue. Then CB23 gets the rock again, finding some space up the middle, and he picks up 8 more yards. Next play, Joel Thomas gets going. He finds a huge hole on the left, makes a cut, and picks up 8. Later in the drive, Austin with the 3-step drop and hits Bradford on the slant. First and goal, GSU. 3 plays later, Brooks bowls his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Grambling. Tigers strike first, 7-0. Tar Heels take over. Taylor takes the sweep right, cuts back up the middle, and picks up 14 yards. 3 plays later, Hayden drops back, has all the time in the world in the pocket. Finally, the pass rush gets to him. Torian Ray gets the sack. UNC forced to punt. Grambling takes over, and Sean Edwards takes the sweep right. He cuts upfield and picks up 7. Next play, Austin hits Edwards on the slant, and the speedy wideout picks up the first down. Then Austin goes back to the air. He feels the pressure, throws it to Edwards on the outside, and look at the interception by Robinson. What a play. And here come the Tar Heels. Hayden drops back and hits Corrales on the slant for the first down. Then Hayden and Corrales link up again, this time for 12 yards and another Tar Heel first. Later in the drive, Hayden drops back, has tons of time in the pocket, but the pressure finally gets to him. Marvin Goff gets another sack. But next play, Hayden drops back. He stands tall in the pocket and hits Ward in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, UNC. Ensuing kickoff, Paxton 3 yards deep, and he starts up the numbers, bounces it outside, and gets the corner. Paxton turns on the Jets but gets tackled after a 70-yard return. Tigers take back over. Brooks hits the hole on the left and muscles ahead for 7. 2 plays later, Austin drops back and hits Terrell on the outside for 10 more yards. Few plays later, Austin goes back to the air and hits Rob Bradford across the middle. Touchdown, Grambling! Tigers lead 14-7. Then the Tar Heels would come out throwing. Hayden drops back. He has all day to throw, and he's finally going deep, but is picked off by James Heron. Great stop by the senior, but the Tigers couldn't capitalize. UNC's offense back on the field. Hayden goes back to the air and hits Newsom on the slant for the first. Then Hayden drops back and tries to force a pass and is picked off by Fred Paris, and he brings it back inside the 20. That's INT number 2 on the day for the Tigers. Later, Austin would drop back and threads the needle to Terrell on the slant. First and goal, GSU. 3 plays later, Thomas goes up the middle and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Grambling! Next UNC possession, Hayden drops back, and he's looking to go deep, but gets picked off by Ron Bennett. The Tigers secondary came to play today. Few plays later, Austin drops back, and look at this ball to Sean Edwards in the end zone. Touchdown, Grambling! What a pitch and catch. After Tar Heels 3 and out, Paxton back deep for the punt. He starts right, cuts it back left, and he gets his block set up. He turns the corner, cuts inside, and gets tackled after a 30-yard return. Then the Tigers' run game would get going. Joel Thomas goes up the middle and picks up 8 yards. Later, Brooks gets the rock, finds a lane on the left, and rumbles his way to 14 yards. A few plays later, Brooks caps off the drive. Touchdown, Grambling! Tigers put up 35 in the first half, but the Tar Heels would answer quick. Hayden drops back, and he's going deep. He connects with Daz Newsom, and he is gone. 67 yards to the house, but Grambling still leads 35-14. Then right before the half, Paxton's back deep to receive the kick, and he's bringing it out. He starts up the numbers, gets a great block from Bradford, turns on the Jets, and goes 103 yards to the house. Touchdown, Grambling! What a way to end the half, 42-14. The Tigers are dominated on all fronts. GSU has proven they should have been in the Natty last year. Start of the third, Hayden drops back and throws a touch pass to Jenkins on the outside for 15. Then Hayden goes back to the air and hits Taylor on the outside, and the big back gets upfield and picks up 13. Next play, Hayden moves around in the pocket and finally finds Newsome wide open across the middle. He turns upfield and gets flipped, but picks up 32 yards. Later in the drive, Hayden drops back, moves around in the pocket, can't find anybody, but here comes Torian Ray to get his second sack on the day. 2 plays later, Hayden goes back to the air. Goff brings the pressure, but Hayden throws it into the end zone and gets picked off by Josh Carey. That's INT number 3 for the defense. And here come the Tigers. Brooks bounces it outside for 6 yards. Then Austin drops back and hits Chad Terrell on the slant, and he picks up 13 yards. Later in the drive, Brooks hits the hole up the middle and picks up another 8-yard gain. A few plays later, Austin from the empty backfield, and he hits Joel Thomas on the sideline, and it's 1st and goal Tigers. Next play, Austin drops back, rolls to his right, and he keeps going. PA2 walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Grambling! But the Tar Heels are still fighting. Hayden threads the needle to Arnold. He stumbles ahead and picks up 23 yards. Then Hayden throws another dangerous pass, this time to Ward for 9 and the first. Next play, Hayden continues his hot hand, moving around in the pocket and connected with Newsome on the cutback for 17. The drive was stalled and UNC settles for 3. Tigers take over. Brooks finds a lane up the middle, cuts back right, and picks up 8. Then Joel Thomas gets the handoff, makes a cut, then another, and he's off to the races. JT goes 56 yards to the house. Touchdown, Grambling! What a run by the sophomore. And the G-Men defense turn up the pressure. Hayden drops back, and here comes Richard Maynard for his first sack of the day. Then Hayden goes back to the air, but Marvin Goff splits the double team and gets his second sack of the day. Tar Heels forced to punt. Later, the Tigers look to put the nail in the coffin. Austin drops back and hits Bradford streaking up the seam for 15. Then Austin would connect with Bradford again across the middle for 19. And you got to finish what you start. Next play, Austin goes back to the air and hits Bradford again in the end zone. Touchdown, Grambling! And that would do it. GSU dominates. 63-17 is your final. What a showing by our G-men. Austin finished with 267 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. On the ground, Brooks carried the rock 22 times for 107 yards and 2 scores. Joel Thomas carried the pill 10 times for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. Out wide, Rob Bradford led the way with 8 grabs for 101 yards and 2 touchdowns. Terrell and Gunn each had 5 grabs, and Sean Edwards had 91 yards receiving and a score. On defense, Josh Carey had 7 tackles. Goff and Ray each had 2 sacks, and Richard Maynard had a sack. The secondary had 4 interceptions. Shout out to Carey, Heron, Paris, and Bennett. What a win for Grambling State. Now it's back to SEC play as the Vols come to town. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're brand new. And don't forget to hit those links down in my description and follow your boy on Twitter, IG, and Facebook at Big C Gat Game. And coming up in the Tigers Den podcast, we'll look at the recruiting class for this year. Have a great day, guys. 2 fingers in the air. Peace.